For so long, we have been told that men like that glam look.
Have you posted a picture of your boyfriend yet?
I'm like, so you don't like girls with makeup? And he's like, no. He's like, that's not attractive. And I'm like, wow.
Do you know what they say? They say men fall in love with their eyes, women fall in love with their ears.
Some guys kind of just go out with the intention to have fun.
That's why women wear makeup and men tell lies. Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. I'm sitting in this spot, which means I have a great conversation lined up for you today. You know, on this channel, we like to talk about all things dating and, you know, talk about the sensitive things to see what we can do to attract the kind of relationship we want. So without further ado, please welcome Sukaina to the show. Hi. Welcome back, familiar face.
Yes, it's good to be back. Thank you for having me back.
I know, it's a much hotter temperature this time around.
The hair's up this time, you know. I'm not messing around.
It's got to be done.
Yeah,
it's got to be done. She's got the summer dress out. She's ready, boy. So let's start off with tell us your age or age range, and one thing about you a guy should know if he wants to take you on a date.
Okay, well, I'm 28 years old, and one thing a guy should know about me if he wants to take me out is I'm really into like creative things. So you know, think out of the box, you know, don't plan like a basic date. I like going to the theatre, maybe a museum, to an art gallery. I want to do something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, you know, the kind of extravagant restaurants and that, are you kind of bored of that?
Bored of it, yeah. I'm always dining out. So I'm just like, do something different, excite me, surprise me. I absolutely love going to the theatre, so you can't go wrong with the theatre.
Okay, yeah. I wish I'd known before. I definitely should invite you to one of my shows.
I love the theatre.
I'm going to leave the floor to you. What would you like to start off with today? What do you want us to chat about?
Well, I feel like there is a lot going on right now.
Go on.
We all know that social media is a very toxic place at times.
It can be.
It obviously has its good sides. Like, we can all be connected. You can reach people from all over the world. And some people earn money from it. But also, I feel like social media is very toxic for relationships as well, especially because I have friends who are constantly complaining about their partners, going on Instagram, liking pictures, all of this stuff. And I just want to kind of know where you stand with it as a guy. Like, do you actually think it's okay for both men and women to just be like liking other people's photos and commenting on their pictures? And, you know, sometimes you have these like social media friends. Like, what do you think about that?
Wow, that's interesting. So in terms of liking photos, I would say it depends on the kind of photo. If your boyfriend is liking thirst trap photos, and we all know what those look like, if it's from a girl that he doesn't know, I don't think that's a big issue. If it's a girl that he knows personally, I think there's a level of, you don't need to validate that kind of sexual attention from a girl that you know, because you liking her, she sees, oh, he's liking a photo when I'm shaking my bum, that my ass is all out, or I'm like half naked. Now let's be honest, the reason girls post that is because they want likes and validation, right? So I think it depends on if you know the person. Commenting, it depends on the comments, I guess. It just depends on the kind of comment. Like, you give an example.
It's interesting because nowadays I feel like everybody's so friendly on social media, especially if you're in that kind of creative space or, you know, you're in that influencer scene. Everybody's commenting on each other's photos, you know, trying to help each other's algorithms, I guess. Like, it's all about that right now. So say your girlfriend was commenting on a guy's photo and just saying, oh, you look good, or, you know, something like that. How would you feel when you see that? Would you be like, okay, it's kind of cool, it's just social media, like, there's nothing to it? Or would you be a bit like, this makes me feel quite uncomfortable, like, why are you commenting on a guy's photo? Like,
sure, I hear that.
She doesn't know him, by the way.
She doesn't know him?
No. So just
and
like
she's
random
like, oh,
good-looking guy, you know, he's just posing, I don't know, in front of a car or something, I don't know. And she just like comments on his photo.
Saying that what? You look really good?
Yeah.
Is that a common thing? Do girls do that?
I feel like social media is getting like that these days.
Okay.
Because I get random comments from people all over the world, like just random comments, just, oh, you look great. And it's like, I sometimes feel like, oh, I need to return the comment.
What, on like one of their photos?
Yeah.
Why do you feel that way?
I don't know.
Do you do that with every person who comments on your photo?
Not really, but I just feel like sometimes it's like when someone's commenting on a lot of your photos, you're like, oh, they're helping the algorithm in a way. Like, they're helping you just get discovered. I guess if you don't have that many followers, you're not that bothered, and this is very niche. Like, this is definitely for people with a lot of followers, maybe influencers.
So this is what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you think that the people you feel you would return the favor on have a level of social status online?
Yes.
Okay, why do you feel you should return the favor on those people instead of just an average person?
That's a really good question. And I feel like maybe because they're kind of in the same space as me, so they kind of get it. And most of these guys, you know, you go on their profile, they're posing with their wife or their kids or something. So we're all kind of just these working professionals. And it's kind of like, I don't know, social media in a way, like especially Instagram for me, has kind of become a little bit like LinkedIn, where and LinkedIn, like nobody really flirts on. Well, apparently it's getting really bad.
Well, I mean, Instagram is like a dating app as well.
Yeah.
I never answered your question. If a girl commenting on a guy's photo, I personally, for me, if she's with me, no.
Yeah.
I think that's disrespectful.
Okay.
Liking it, neither here or there. And I would say the same for guys. If he's commenting on another girl's photo, like, you look really great.
Yeah.
And you have your woman sitting next to you, it's like, I'm just being like, the potential aggro from doing that comment is just not worth the comment. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like it's not worth it.
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah, I do have to ask you something.
Go
just
on.
because people knew you were coming on. Have you posted a picture of your boyfriend yet?
Oh God, this is the question, isn't it? Everyone keeps like asking.
So yes or no, Sukaina?
I have not.
Can't make this shit up.
Oh God, I'm gonna get so much hate. I mean, I already have, but no. Do you know what?
We don't like people throwing hate. But
me and
I
my
have
partner talk about this all the time, and he just laughs because he just doesn't care. Like, he's the one behind the photos. Like, who do you think's taking the photos of me when I'm out for dinner? Like, while I've been on a vacation, you know.
Maluma hasn't slid in your DMs yet.
Oh, not quite yet. Yeah. But he was in Paris Fashion Week. We thought he was gonna come over to the south of France afterwards. We were kind of hoping. But yeah, like, no, I haven't officially posted, and I stick to my guns. I'm still going to do what feels right for me.
Yeah, each to their own.
And, you know, this is who I am. This is what I believe in, and I just don't want to put my partner on my Instagram officially until I have a ring. And that is just me. And I know that's controversial, and I know a lot of people are going to throw hate at me, but this is what I believe in. Yeah.
And here's the thing, I think there's nothing wrong with having a preference and that practice. I think maybe where some criticism might come from is they want to know why.
Yes, I get that.
It's the why, because it's like, why would you show your friends, not your partner? And obviously, you know, you're a young attractive woman, you post a lot of like beauty photo stuff, so I think that's why it's, if you ask someone why and they don't want to disclose that, and you don't have to, and they're seeing certain metrics that can look like something like, oh, it looks like she is still open to someone else. If you don't fill in that answer, they will just fill in that answer for you. And
I get
that's
that.
just an unfortunate reality of the world. You know, that's just what we live in.
I absolutely get that, and you know, maybe soon. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, listen, you might have to propose, boy.
Yeah, let's see.
I want to ask you something else. It's a different bit of a shift. Obviously, before you were with your boyfriend, have you ever met a guy who you were like, I would be physically intimate with you, but I wouldn't be in a relationship with you?
No.
Never.
No.
You've never met a guy who'd been like, I'd have fun with you, but for what I want long term, I just wouldn't go there.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, never. I just don't think I'm programmed that way. I've always been a very serious person. Like, from a very young age, I just won't be intimate with someone unless it's really serious, and, you know, the person's committed to me and I know that they're gonna be there. And also, like, I don't get into things like situationships and things like that. I'm just a very long-term kind of person. But there's been people that I've maybe found attractive in the past and just thought, you know what, you'd be good to just kind of like go on a date with or get to know, but I'd never take it that step further.
What's
I just don't like to put myself in that kind of headspace and get attached.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm just like, I try to stay away from things like that, because it's like, at the end of the day, I know what I want. I've always known what I want, so it's like anything that's not what I want is a waste of my time. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, things are we're either investing or we're spending. And if you're spending time with someone who you don't see something with,
I see it as such a waste of time. It's like, you know, if we go on a date or we go on a few days, get to know each other, whatever, but I just, you know, just to have fun with someone and it's not going anywhere, that's a waste of my time.
So like you said that you've avoided situationships, and I think a lot of women fall into situationships. Some of them, it just happens and they don't even know they're in a situationship. Some of them, it keeps happening and they're like, I'm in this again. What do you think you do differently that has stopped you from falling into those situationship kind of deals?
What do I do differently? I think I've always been very sort of cutthroat. So like, you know, if someone's not kind of ticking those boxes and I'm not seeing like investment straight away, I'm like, you're out.
Okay.
And I won't even try to entertain it. I won't be like, oh, let me wait and see and explore it. It's like, no, because you either know or you don't. And if you're messing around, it's because you're not in it. That's how I see it. Like, things for me are just black or white. How quick
what is the assessment period? Is it the first date? Is it the dates within the first month? Like, what's the assessment period that you go, I'm not getting the kind of investment I want from this person. This ain't for me.
Yeah. So I would say first date, I never count that. I feel like that's just an icebreaker. You're just getting to know someone, keep it lighthearted and fun. Second date, I'm like, okay, now this is your chance to impress me. Let's see what you're going to do. And then I'll if they don't perform that well on the second date, I'm like,
they don't perform.
Sounds awful.
I love that. But so
yeah, like if they're just not kind of giving me what I want there and then on that day, then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna say it's nerves. Then it's the third date that I really judge, and I'm like, right, does this person actually know what they want? Are they in this? Are they gonna make effort? If they're just here to mess around, goodbye, I haven't got time for this. So I would say third date really should be your cut-off point, because why go on a fourth, fifth, sixth date?
What if you see a level of progression with each date? So let's say by the third date, it's not at the threshold that you would like, but you have seen a progression from the first and second, so it's moving in the right direction. Because there's an argument to be like, well, he doesn't know you that well yet, right? And he's seeing if he likes you, and so the more he spends time with you, the more he likes you, the more he's going to invest. So what if there's a bit of a progression, but it's just not at the threshold that you're happy with?
That's fine. See, if there's real effort being made here and I can feel it and I can see it, then that's not a big issue for me, because at the end of the day, we're still getting to know each other. You know, people don't want to like let their guards down quickly. Like,
they don't want to get hurt.
Different. People don't want to get hurt. You know, we all come with different stories and baggages and things like that. So I think, if I can see the effort being made, then I'd be like, this person's got potential, so let's see where it goes.
Okay, so you'd exercise some patience there, even if it wasn't
It's all about the intent, I think, for me. And it's not so much, because you could meet someone and, you know, he might be a great guy, but then he's just not looking for something serious, and then I will suss that out within the second date.
I think that's one thing that many women struggle with. Like, or they get blinded by he's tall, attractive, successful, funny, intelligent. And so because they're blinded by that, they're like, I haven't seen anything that he wants something serious, but I'm really enjoying this. So I'm just going to kind of go with the flow, see, and that's how they end up in a situationship.
Exactly. And some women also, I think they convince themselves that the more time they spend with this guy, the more he'll realize how amazing she is, and actually like it will make him want to commit or whatever. And it's like, that doesn't work like that. Like, people,
there's some truth in that though, because he's not going to know if he wants to commit from the second date.
Yeah, but I'm talking about people who kind of have already boxed you in that kind of
like a few months
box,
down the line.
You know, because some guys kind of just go out with the intention to have fun.
Yeah, very
but
true.
he might be saying all the right things to you. And as a woman, you believe it because you guys are really good at bullshitting us.
Well, you know what they say? They say men fall in love with their eyes, women fall in love with their ears. That's why women wear makeup and men tell lies. It's not okay either way. Is
like
wearing
that.
makeup lying?
Oh God, that is a whole nother discussion. Do you know what?
Is
I
it
think
lying?
the older I'm getting, the more I'm actually not wanting to wear like heavy makeup anymore. And I think it's because I'm just starting to like really appreciate my kind of natural beauty a lot more, and like I just don't want to cover up, because makeup is there to accentuate your features.
100%.
It's just to enhance those features, not there to cover up things. Or so yeah, I don't know if it's lying. I don't know.
Well, the reason I asked the question, because I mean, you're technically not showing what you look like. That's not saying that what you're representing is, well, depending on how much makeup you wear, it could be an inaccurate representation of what you look like, but you're actually not showing your authentic self.
Yeah. Do
So
you mean
it's
like when
kinda
you're in the
lying.
dating stages, right?
Well, I'm just asking the question, like, is you know, I agree, guys shouldn't tell lies, right, just to get what they want. But if women are wearing makeup to accentuate their beauty, like most women feel more attractive with makeup on than off.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Is it lying? Like, are there guys? This is a hard question. Do you think that there are guys that girls feel, if I didn't wear makeup with him, I wouldn't have been able to get him?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think
It's got to be lying then. Surely it's lying.
Yeah.
Like, if you feel like you couldn't get him without,
I think makeup is a
showing your
shield.
authentic- A shield? What do you mean?
I think a lot of girls I know don't actually want to wear makeup, and I think they wear it because it's like a shield, isn't it? It's like a front.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of have this like glam look, and it's kind of like what society deems as beautiful, because you're forgetting that women are just judged on their looks constantly.
Yeah.
When actually we're like so much more than just what we look like. Like,
Of course.
but no one thinks that, because we're heavily like judged on the way that we look. And you know, look at women when they have a baby, it's like there's so much pressure on them to like lose that weight quickly and bounce back to having that perfect body, and all the magazines and media, and you know, we could go on. But I feel like the reason why, and I'm linking this back to what you're saying, the reason why a lot of girls feel like they want to wear makeup is because that's what they think men will find attractive.
Yes.
Because over the years, that's what we've been told.
Yes, I think a bigger factor is at play, and I think they use it to compete with other women. Because we know when it comes to men and looks, it actually, like, men don't rate women's looks as harshly as women rate men's looks.
I've heard this actually, yeah. But that's very surprising to women, because
But they use it to compete with each other, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, do you know what? It's kind of like the whole
so true.
It's kind of like the whole slut shaming thing. You know, it's actually women who slut shame other women the most.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a way to eliminate competition, right? To devalue her.
Yeah.
Like when they're angry, like if there's a girl they don't like, the first thing they go is just go, she sleeps around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, actually, technically, guys love girls who are easy, because if guys want to have sex, you're going to go for the girls who are easy.
Yeah.
So guys are not going to shame that.
Right.
It's actually women who shame that to eliminate competition a lot of the time.
Yes. Yeah.
And in terms of like women being judged on their looks, you're absolutely right. Women are judged on their looks, right? A lot. I don't think it's because that's all people see women for. I think if we're talking about in the dating space, in relationship space, it's kind of like the initial value or the initial thing that men and women have to show in the beginning women it is their looks, a lot of time men I think men a lot of time is their competence, which is reflected in their success, in their intelligence, whatever it is. Because I get what you mean, like a woman can feel pressured to get that 25-year-old body back after she's just had a baby, right? But if a guy that you're with loses his job, believe me, he's going to feel pressure that he needs to perform. And he needs to get his shit back together, especially if that was one of the things that attracted you to him. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's right or fair, but I think that's an equivalent. What do you think?
I do agree, and I feel like you guys do find the more natural look, I think, more attractive. Because the more I speak to men, I've got a little brother, and he says this to me. I show him a girl on Instagram, and he's like, "No, I don't like her. She's wearing makeup." And I'm like, "Really?"
That's your little brother?
Yeah, he's 16 years old, and he'll show me another girl, and he'll be like, "No, I like her." And I'm like, "Oh, she's very natural." And he's like, "Yeah, she doesn't wear any makeup." And I'm like, "So you don't like girls with makeup?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "That's not attractive." And I'm like, "Wow." Yeah. And I'm shocked because, like I said, for so long we have been told that men like that glam look.
But who has told you that?
For example, like page 3, the big boobs. Like we grew up with that. So a lot of women were kind of trying to reach those beauty standards.
But I think that's perpetuated by women, not men. I think it's like, how many makeup YouTube channels are there? Yeah. Of women doing it, saying this is how to look glammed up and everything. But and they may be out there, but I don't see any channels of men being like, yeah, let me show you how to glam up because this is what I like. Like I don't see that. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's definitely from other women because they feel it's a way to compete. And I think sometimes it can get so much in a girl's head about the looks aspect that they actually lose sight of what men are actually responding to.
Yeah, I agree. And I think actually the problem here is that women actually, I feel like we don't actually know what men find attractive that much anymore. We don't. And obviously it's great that we have podcasts like this and, that we kind of talk about these things, because I learn so much. Like I've just grown up with the idea that men like that fake look, and they liked, the girl with the big boobs and the big bum, because that was the thing, wasn't it? It's like big bum, big boobs. Yeah. And now it's like, no, actually, they like natural girls and they want you to be more toned down. So it's like,
do you know what?
It's interesting.
This is reminding me of a survey they did once, right? And they asked women, and they showed a bunch of women 2 different kinds of guys. One guy was like ripped, like perfect body, very attractive. One guy was more like, he was an attractive guy, but more normal body. I wouldn't say dad bod, but just a normal body, but like an attractive guy, looked like a nice attractive guy. And they were asked, who would they rather marry and who would they rather have a one night stand with? And I think a lot of guys felt, well, the ripped guy who's got the perfect body, surely she wants to wake up to him every day. But it was actually the opposite. Most of them were like, I'd have a one night stand with him and I'd marry him. And when they were asked why, some of them were like, well, because this guy's going to get so much attention from girls and I'm going to have to keep up if I'm going to have to keep him. Yeah. Which is true. But others as well, a lot of them, I think this is what plays a part. It was like a guy who's at that point where he is so physically primed. That says a lot of where he places a lot of his investment. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking for a husband, they prioritize a man who puts investment in other areas. 100%. So when it comes to like your little brother saying, or like just guys being like, oh, the whole glammed up girl, whatever, and the more natural girl, it's like, I think a lot of guys see it as the girl who puts so much effort into getting a BBL, boob job, all the makeup, posting all these photos. That's where she places a lot of her investment. Whereas a more natural girl can be attractive, but she probably puts her investment in other areas that are probably more conducive for the kind of relationship he wants. And I think we said about this before. He may sleep with that Instagram model. But he's not committed to it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's maybe it's an unfair judgment, because I've met a couple of Instagram models where that was their profile, and then I met them in real life and they were just genuine people, had great character, great morals and stuff like that, but you never think that looking at their profile.
You wouldn't think that, yeah. So that kind of brings me to what I'm going to say now. Do you think that social media kind of emphasizes that and just sort of almost kind of makes that the problem? Because if we're having these thoughts and you're saying, you know, we're like the natural girl, and the women are saying that they don't want the guy who's ripped, and so do you think it's social media that sort of like warped our mentality and kind of made us want these perfect, polished looking people?
I think social media is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or it can be used for evil, but like unhelpful or unhealthy things. I think for a lot of women, and tell me what you think, I think for a lot of women there is a big contradiction in how they would like to use social media in terms of what they present to the world. So if they present a more scandalous, sexy, beauty kind of stuff, they get a lot of validation for that. They get a lot of likes for that, might get a lot of followers, and with that could come opportunities. Yeah. Right? Now, the type of opportunities probably depends on the kind of photos, but they could. That's who she's presenting to the world. So when people see her, they're going to be like, okay, she's that kind of girl. The girl who's a more natural look, maybe isn't out there on stuff on Instagram, and she posts stuff like going hiking, like, I don't know, like this new amazing pastry she just baked, you know, stuff like, I don't know, maybe her going to a debate club, like doing cool, fun things. She's presenting a completely different kind of person. And I think who we choose to present ourselves as to the world, it is a reflection of where our values lie. And our values can shift over time, right? That can happen. But I think that's why. So in terms of, is social media kind of skewing it? Well, yeah, because I think for a lot of girls, they're like, okay, I either post a lot of stuff that makes me feel really good and gives me validation, or I post the kind of stuff that shows the more genuine, authentic me, that I may not get all that dopamine hit, but actually I'm more likely to attract the kind of man that I want. Does that make sense?
100%. And I feel like it makes me feel as if we are not really showing our real selves on Instagram and these platforms, because it just kind of made me think, like, I've always been that kind of plain Jane type of person. You may not think it.
I don't think that. Not since I know you, Sukaina.
Well, I feel like the industry that I'm in, unfortunately, is very like show busy and things like that.
It's show business, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you always have to look perfect. You have to put yourself out there. But I have always said this, and I will stand by this. If I was not doing the job that I do, I don't think I would care for social media. I think I would use Instagram as like how people used to use it when it first came out. Like, you just snap a photo in the moment and that's it. Like, I kind of missed those days where we weren't so like obsessed with how our feed looks, or, you know. But
you could do that now.
I would love to do that. Like,
why not?
But I have like phone anxiety. Like, I'm constantly on my phone. I'm oversharing right now, but like,
no, take it.
But like, I do, and like, you know, my boyfriend was like, you never put your phone down. And I was like, because it's work. And he's like, yeah, that's true, but that's so toxic. And I was like, yeah, but it's like, what can I do now? It's like, I am this person now. And it's almost like you have to kind of keep up with the appearances.
I think you have a choice. You always have a choice. And I understand maybe you're used to the habit of this.
Yeah.
And everything that comes with that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, if there are habits that are unhealthy to us, who's responsible for changing that?
Yeah, me.
Do you know what I mean? So if you know, for example, and I get it, I'm in the social media space as well, right? Constantly, people want to come on, sorting out the next video, edited, whatever, right? I get it. When I go to the gym, that is me time. I put my phone in airplane mode.
That's really good.
I have to do that.
I'm even on my phone in the gym.
Nah. But the reason I started doing that was because, especially as things start to grow, whatever, I started getting notifications, and before I know it, I've been on my phone for 5 minutes. I've just like not done a set at all. And then I'm at the gym for 2.5 hours. I'm like, why am I here for that long? Yeah. Because half the time I'm on my phone. So I have to take responsibility for that. Yeah. So now when I go to the gym, airplane mode, right? In, do my sesh, I'm out. So if you're like, okay, I'm dedicating the next 2 hours spending time with my boyfriend, right? And if it's 8 p.m,
Yeah.
the likelihood is you're not going to get something urgent between the time of 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Put your phone in airplane mode and just enjoy the time that you have together.
So true.
Do you know what I mean?
So true.
But you have to make that choice. Is it hard at first? Of course it is.
Yeah.
But like any habit, you do it over time and it will become a habit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Outside of cheating, what do you think is the biggest way most women feel disrespected by a guy? And I'll do it for men.
How do they feel disrespected? Wow. That's a really good question, because I feel like cheating really is the main thing for women.
Yeah, but outside of that.
But outside of cheating,
something where like you'd feel disrespected, where it's not a sackable offense of the relationship, but you'd be like, this is a boundary that I may need to set.
Yeah, for me, it's like just kind of not having my back with things. Like, you know, I feel like when you're in a relationship, it's like you should have each other's back no matter what.
Yes.
And if you want to disagree with me, we can disagree behind closed doors, at home, not in front of people. Like, in front of people, we have to remain strong, and, you know. So I feel like that would make me feel super disrespected if my partner was to like challenge me in front of people, or just be like, no, actually, I don't agree with you. Like, oh my God. Like, just even thinking about that, I'd be like, do you know what? I would respect him if he'd done it behind closed doors and been like, you know what, earlier when we was out and you said this, like, I really didn't agree with what you said. Like, I think what you said was wrong.
Sure.
I take that on board, but do not do that to me in front of people, and I won't do it to you in front of people. Like,
I agree.
I think that's super important.
I completely agree. I think, yeah, if you don't try and have an argument with each other in front of friends or family, especially not work colleagues.
Yes.
Because, yeah, it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes people can think, they don't realize that them having an argument with their partner, even if their partner's in the wrong, in front of other people, they actually disrespect themselves because they're disrespecting the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just look like a chump anyway.
Yeah.
By doing that.
Exactly.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah. What about you?
One for men outside of cheating. I mean, this goes back to social media, but
it's like you have to really think about this one, don't you?
Yeah, because everyone goes to cheating straight away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say actively seeking attention from other men.
Ooh.
Actively seeking attention.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Elaborate.
It could be some guys see posting scanty stuff online, seeking attention from other men. It could be if she's always going on girls' nights out, it's kind of like, why?
Oh, okay.
Why are you always going to girls' nights out? Like, why? Actually, on that, do you think, what percentage of girls going on night out
You stole my questions.
Is
You read my mind.
what percentage of a girl going on night out, like a girls' night out,
Yeah.
right? What percentage of that do you think is for attention? Yeah, for attention or validation from guys.
Oh, wow, that is
10%, 80%. On average.
If they're in a relationship, or just kind of general.
Just in general, like they're going on girls' nights out.
I'm gonna be honest. Majority of girls do, when they do go on these girls' nights out, they do want to attract some kind of attention. Like, I'm just keeping it real. That's just how girls are.
Yeah, let's be honest, yeah.
Because, you know, it's that kind of thing, isn't it? Like, dress up, look good. Maybe you go out in Mayfair, you see some nice guys, like, they come over, chat to you. That's just how it works. And all the restaurants and the bars and the clubs, they know how it works as well. That's why they invite these pretty girls.
Very true.
That's the culture in London, you know, the nightlife scene. So it's like girls come to the nice restaurants and clubs. The men come in and the men come and talk to you, and you know, that's just how it works. So in a way, I would say it's I would say maybe like I want to say 50%, but 40% maybe.
Okay.
Because you know in the back of your mind, especially if you're a single girl, you know in the back of your mind, you're going to go out and you're going to get attention.
Yes.
Like, you're not just going out and people are going to be minding their own business. That does not really happen that much. I mean, unless you're going somewhere like south of France, which is like people just kind of busy doing their own thing. They don't really approach you because everyone's just busy. But if you're in London, it's like everyone's out trying to get to know someone and chat and mingle and, you know. So
on that then.
Yeah.
And thank you for being honest, right? That's how we build a bridge. Let's be honest, right? Do you think then it is understandable if a man is like, I don't like it when you go on girls' nights out?
I do.
And do you think it's a reasonable boundary for him to set?
I do. I do, because vice versa as well. Like, I feel like if a guy is going out as well every weekend, it kind of gets to a point where it's like, why do you feel the need to be going in clubs every weekend with your boys when you have a girlfriend at home?
And that's a fair point. Like, the frequency says a lot, for sure.
Yeah, it's like something's not quite right there if you feel the need to constantly be going to these clubs.
So I would think, in that situation, if a guy is constantly going out with his boys, I would say it's not he's going out to get attention. I would say he's going out to get away from
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It could be something much deeper. Yeah, exactly. It kind of makes you think, well, is something going on here? Like, you're not happy, you're trying to escape something.
100%.
Because most of the time we do things and it really is because you're not happy somewhere, you know? Because a lot of, I don't know if it's like, personally for me, like I remember in the past, I used to go out a lot and it was just because I wanted to kind of maybe forget about someone or a situation, or you want to distract yourself. So it's like, if you're going out every weekend and you have a partner, there's something not right there. You're not getting something that you want in that relationship. So you're kind of going and seeking it somewhere else. And maybe when you go out on these nights out, it is the attention that's getting you excited, and it's like it's making you want more. So you're like going out every weekend, you're like, I'm gonna get attention, and it means that something's not right in your relationship. Because if someone who's happy and content in a relationship, they don't really want to go out that much, you know.
I would agree with that mostly. Is there an element though of, if a girl is so used to, so imagine you take a girl who has a lot of followers and she gets a lot of validation, right, and she's always out at these crazy places, gets a lot of validation, right?
I'm social butterfly, I'm always out.
Fine.
Like,
is there an element, let's say she's doing it when she's single and then she gets to a relationship. Now, as guys, we know you may love us and everything, but our validation, right, of you saying, babe, you look really gorgeous in that dress, isn't going to match 10,000 people liking your photo,
right,
with 500 comments from strangers who don't know you, but they all felt the need to make the effort to tell you how gorgeous you are, right? So it's almost like building an appetite for that level of validation. So you can even be with a man who you truly desire and you truly want, but he's never going to fulfill that appetite if that's where you've built it to. Is there not a case of that happening? So like a girl it's not even necessarily that she's not getting something from home, it's that she has an appetite for something that he can never quench because he's just one man.
I think it depends on the individual themselves, because there's some girls who are very content and just, you know, they're able to separate their kind of social media life from their personal life kind of thing. So it's like they see that as work, or they just see that as their like online presence. Yeah. And actually in real life, they just want someone who loves them and genuine, and they really don't want much, you know? So I think it depends on the girl. And of course, there's girls who actually love the attention. They lap it up, you know? And it's like, they love the fact that they're getting like footballers sliding in their DMs. And like, I know girls like that. So that girl won't be happy in a relationship because she will always be looking at what's out there. Yeah. And there will always be a high value man in her DMs. And it's like, she's looking at you and she's like, well, I can go be with this guy. He'll take me to the Maldives. Like, yeah. But it depends on the girl, because it depends on the things that girl values. Yeah. So
is there an element of, do you think maybe a lot of girls in the social media space that you're saying, like, you know, they feed off a lot of this attention.
Yeah.
But they do want someone to just love them and cherish them.
Yeah.
Do you think there's an element of them feeling that they can have both? So like, I can have the man at home who loves me and cherishes me,
Yeah.
but I can also continue to get the level of validation and attention that I've grown accustomed to.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, I think social media has made things like, it's made us feel like we can get whatever we want, you know. Everything's so accessible to us nowadays, where it's like back in the day it wasn't like that. You actually had to put in some work.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh my God, you could just go on your Instagram and like someone wants to fly you to Miami for the weekend with him, or, you know, and I know so many girls who have done these things. They've gone on these trips and they're in relationships as well, which is shocking.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so sad because some people get caught up in that and then they're not able to get out of that life, you know, and it really is, it's about chasing that high life.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know, just kind of like a normal guy is not going to give you that rush, that adrenaline, that feeling of excitement, or all that.
And you're right.
He's not going to provide that high life for you.
It's true. Though what I will say though is that for a lot of women who indulge in that, it comes back round to bite them.
Oh yeah, of
and
course.
This is what I mean. The unflattering reality is they will get to a point as they get older where they are not getting those offers anymore from those kind of men.
Yeah.
Right? And so that is when they'll go, okay, now I want the good guy to cherish and love me.
Yeah.
But any like guy who is that, and especially if he has respect for himself and he knows it before, it's like, you're not going to come to me now because you're not getting what you want.
Yeah. And that's what always happens.
And the truth is, if he was ready before, he's probably chosen a girl who actually wanted that with him as well.
Yeah.
And so then what happens is she stops getting that level of attention, validation. Then she has two choices. She either A, has to feel like she settles for a guy who will accept her from that, right? Which it's very likely a lot of quality guys who maybe she could have had before will not accept it now.
Yeah.
Or B, she tries to continue to chase that lifestyle, gets her lips done, forehead done, BBL, boobs done, everything.
Yeah.
And it's just a consistent uphill battle. And it's really sad, but that's the reality.
It's really sad, and I sadly I know people like that, and it's, you know, it's tough because it's like life is just not easy for the woman when she hits a certain age. And, you know, who was it that said that women lose their value? Is it after 25? Was it Andrew Tate?
Oh, maybe.
He got in a lot of trouble for that.
I mean, I don't agree with that personally. Like,
but
women
I
lose their value
kind
in
of
that sense.
see what he's saying. I think what he meant was women just lose that, what is it, that sexual...
Well, they're like...
market value.
Sexual market value.
And a lot of the time, you know, I go on these podcasts and I hear men saying, oh, well, I will never be with a single mother. You know, and there's so many wonderful single mothers out there right now who are young and they're working hard, but men won't date them.
No. Well, I think a lot of guys would prefer not to. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's like we're talking about women who've kind of had this high life their whole life. And then they've stopped getting offers because maybe now she's hit like 38, 40.
Yeah.
So it's like that age where it's like, you're not really that attractive anymore.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to keep up with the appearances, Botox, lip fillers, liposuction, bum lift.
Yes.
And then it's almost like they've kind of gone into this dark hole now where it's like they're never going to get what they want. And then they're competing with the young girls now who are like getting those guys.
Yep.
So it's so toxic. It's like horrible.
Well, here's the thing. Most men don't feel sorry for those women, and I'll tell you why. I know you're like, oh, it gets hard after a certain point.
Yeah.
The reason men don't feel sorry for them is because the experience that she begins to go through when she's older is the experience 90% of men go through every single day. The guy who works at the post office, the guy who helped you pack your bag, the guy who delivered your Amazon parcel, the guy in your class, the guy that you worked with, right? Most guys are invisible. It is only the high value guys that catches women's attention, the guy who's tall, attractive, in shape, successful, right? Most guys are completely invisible. So when women who have had that taste of the high life, have been that desirable, gotten all the attention, everything, they then get to a point where now they're being treated how most guys are treated. Guys don't feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and this sounds harsh, and I say this because obviously I talk to guys, but it's like, if a lot of guys feel that if you're a woman that you get to that point in life where if you wanted to have a partner, have a family, settle down, you get to that point in life and you haven't done that, it's because you fucked up, because you definitely had an abundance of opportunity to do that. So it's very difficult for guys to, not every guy, but it's very difficult for a lot of guys to have sympathy. Yeah. Because for a lot of guys, it's like, this is how it's been for us since day one. Yeah. And most of us don't even get to a point where we can attract a girl like you. You've been there, you've had the chance to get those guys, but because you decided to play around, maybe you didn't want it serious, and that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. But you have to accept what comes with the path that you choose. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
So I wanted to ask something on the Instagram thing about, you know, you said about threshold validation and versus the boyfriend, right? Would you rather have the validation of your boyfriend or the validation from every other guy on the planet?
Validation from my boyfriend.
Okay. Would you give up your Instagram for your boyfriend?
Oh my God, I get asked that question a lot. I don't know why I would have to, though. Like,
would you?
I mean, if it came down to it and it's like, you know, we're really, really serious and my partner doesn't want me to have Instagram for whatever reason.
Let's say, you know how you're like, when you get married, that's when you'd post him?
Yeah.
Let's say this is like, in order for me to propose to you, you have to get rid of your Instagram.
I just don't know. Like, I don't even know how to answer that, because it's like,
why not yes? If this is the man that you know that you want to be with, right, and you know that validation from him is more important than validation from random guys online, why is it not a straight yes?
I just think it's like, it's kind of my freedom in a way. Like, it's, I don't know, it's not like, I don't want to be out there and like, I literally don't even open DMs. Like, I ignore everything. My partner has access to my Instagrams and everything. He sees everything.
Okay, let's give maybe a softer alternative. You start a new Instagram account. Okay. But it's private.
Oh, okay. When I get married? Like,
no, before you get married. You have to do this. If you have to do this to get to a point that he's like, I will propose to this woman.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You make it private, stick to 500 followers, no more. Because obviously, they're not going to be random guys seeing your photos online. Yeah. They can't discover you.
I'll do that. I mean, my boyfriend would be very controlling if he did this, but I'll do it.
Do you think that's an unreasonable boundary to have?
I think that's silly. I really do.
I think it's preference. I don't mind.
Each their own. You know, some guys obviously, you know, they don't want their women. I went to a party not long ago. I got invited to a birthday party, and I posted some photos with some girls at the birthday. And the next day, I got messages from the girl that was at the party. Well, her friend actually was speaking on behalf of the other girl, right? And she said her husband doesn't like her being in photos online, and doesn't like her going out. Could you please take down the photos? She has no Instagram. So this girl has no Instagram. Her friend's talking for her. Right, wow. So I know it exists and it is out there, but I found that really shocking, and like,
it's funny because
it really upset me a bit.
Yeah, I personally, for me, I wouldn't be like that. I would never be like that, and I do think that is a bit controlling. However, my partner right now,
are you official now? Is it the same girl before?
It's the same girl, yeah.
Oh,
it's the same girl.
That's exciting.
I'll just keep it a buck. And MJ knows he's met her. She's gorgeous. If she wanted to, she could definitely be posting all kinds of things. Really? We get all kinds of attention. But she just doesn't like attention from random people she doesn't like. She doesn't know. So not only is her Instagram private, but she's gone through periods where she's deleted it. Okay. Now, I would never ask that from her. Yeah. But I'd be lying if I said that the fact that she does that makes her way more attractive to me.
Okay. And you've never brought up anything with her Instagram or anything? She's always just kind of done this off her own back sort of thing?
Always. She's always been like that. I remember there was one time, like, when we started seeing each other, you know, you start seeing someone and your friends are like, oh, let me see a picture. Yeah. I was like, yeah, let me show her Instagram. It was like, she's deleted this. I can't even show them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I show him like photos of us, like
Yeah.
at a concert or something.
Okay.
So while I would never require that
Yeah.
from a woman, if a woman is naturally doing that
Yeah.
and she does that, I'm like, because
Green
hardly
flag.
every massive green flag. I'm like, that's wifey material.
Okay. Interesting.
So we'll see, day at a time, week at a time. Do you have anything you want to ask into conversation?
You kind of asked it, but then I do just want to ask, what do you think about, because obviously we spoke about men and women going out, nights out, but what do you think about boys' holidays and girls' holidays? Because it's so controversial, and I'm dying to know what you think, because I
Okay.
know how I feel about it.
Okay, what do you think of girls' holidays and what do you think of guys? Like, do you think they're the same?
No.
Okay, what's the difference in your...
No.
What's the difference
And I
in
was
your
having
eyes?
this conversation with my partner as well. We were having a long debate about it. Okay, here's my thought on this, and it's just my opinion, so, you know. I feel like girls going on holiday is completely different from guys going on holiday.
Okay, why?
Because girls can go on holidays and it will literally just be this like big hyped up thing in the group chat where it's like, yes, girls, it's made it out of the group chat, and you know, it's all about looking good, picking out our outfits, taking photos, because everybody knows that's why people go on a holiday for girls, and just having a great time with the girls and getting drunk and just like, you know, messing around and stuff like that. Whereas
What does messing around mean?
like just getting drunk and having fun with each other, like,
Okay.
because girls can literally do that.
Does
But
mess around mean with other guys or no?
no.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
just
Okay.
like a girls' holiday, like literally not even talking to guys. But however, guys, I feel like when they go on a holiday, they will be around girls. They will be around girls.
Are girls not around guys on their holiday?
But girls are not going over to the guys, and then they're not entertaining the guys if they don't want to.
But do you think they don't entertain the guys like a girl going to a club?
What do you mean?
So you know how you said, okay, here's my thoughts. I think a girls going on a girls' holiday is like her going on a girls' nights out on steroids. Like, because A, you're probably going to go somewhere where it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
B, you're probably going to go somewhere pretty nice where there's going to be other high value men around who
Oh,
can
God.
buy you a lot of drinks
Yeah.
and give you a lot of experiences, right? 3, if you're going somewhere hot, you're going somewhere where you can dress with little clothing,
That's true, yeah.
where you know you wearing your skimpy bikini is going to be attracting the man in the VIP area. So in terms of girls going on girls' holidays, it's the girls' nights out by steroids. Now, I'm not going to pretend. Guys going on a guys' holiday, depending where they're going, I think there's 2 types of guys' holiday. I think there's one guy's holiday where they're going to complete a mission. So they're going to climb Mount Everest, or they're going to do Tough Mudder, or they're going going to
activity based.
Yes, they're going as a group to complete a mission, because a lot
Okay.
of time that's how guys bond, by
Yeah.
doing shit together. Or
That's allowed. I like.
yeah,
I don't mind that.
or he's going to Magaluf because he wants to
Yeah.
have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
And I'd be lying if I said I didn't know guys who they were seeing a girl here, they went on lads holiday, and stuff happened.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
that,
girls are the same.
unfortunately, it's normalized though, isn't it? Because it's like,
But I feel like girls' holiday is just one. I feel like for the majority of girls' holiday, it's they're going out to have a good time with each other, but they're going with attention. Because I don't see a lot of girls' holidays going to a nice exotic place where there isn't a party scene.
oh yeah.
Like, I don't see them going to like Bermuda on
Right.
the beaches
Yeah.
just for them. They're going to Ibiza, or they're going to maybe go to Bali. Do you know what I mean? They go
Yeah.
to those kind of places.
It's a difficult one because I feel like, yeah, 100%. It really depends on the type of holiday that you're going on.
Very true.
But I just don't know. I just feel as if girls can just go on a holiday and just make it this like big girly trip and just have fun, and it doesn't have to have any kind of negative connotations unless it's like they specifically go on that holiday with the intention that they want to hook up with people.
But I don't.
But with men, it's just you kind of just end up around women. You do, and it's like you'll have a conversation. At first, it's so innocent, it's so harmless. You're just speaking to someone. So you're speaking, you're talking, and then it will go friendly. So now you're having a friendly convo. But then you pass friendly and it becomes flirty. After flirty, you're now entering some kind of dangerous zone here. You're on holiday, the sun is shining, there's girls wearing bikinis around you. Your friends are like, whatever happens on holiday. Like, that's how guys think. Okay. And girls, they're a little bit more emotional than that. They will actually speak to their friend and be like, look, are you happy in your relationship? Like, they'll talk to each other. We do stop our friends from doing things at times. We do.
Okay. I think that's really nice.
And I think that's because we have that nurturing kind of behavior. So it's like, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to throw your relationship away, babe? Like,
okay, when you say...
But guys don't do it.
Here's the
you
thing.
turn a blind eye. Your friend's cheating. He's getting married next week. And you're just like...
Well, not every guy's like that.
Yeah, bro.
Not every guy's like that. Okay, I think, who like girls want to go and have fun? Part of the fun that girls want to have, when they say, oh, we're going out on girls to have fun, part of that is getting attention from men. When they say have fun, that's not saying that they want to do anything with men. Nah. I don't think so. Why do they always go to party environments?
I went to Saint-Tropez with my girls, and
did you get attention from guys?
Yeah, I did, but I don't entertain it,
But you do get attention, and does that feel good?
But that's what I'm saying.
Does it feel good?
No, it doesn't.
Lies.
I don't want to be harassed. I'm on this holiday with the girl. This is what I'm saying. This is why I feel like women's holidays are a little bit more different. Sometimes we hate men. I'm with girls who are like, we hate men. This is going to be a purely girls' holiday. No men around us, please.
Okay, I know what it is.
Whereas guys are like, literally, as soon as they enter somewhere, they are looking for female company. You never see guys around a table on a hot holiday on their own. There's always girls drinking off their tables. They're always chatting to girls, and it's harmless apparently, but it's not, because it enters the danger zone in the end.
Okay, I think I know what it is, and this is what the difference is.
Yeah.
How men and women receive validation from the opposite sex is different. Okay. Women receive validation by attention. Men receive validation through sexual intimacy.
Right.
So because a guy can have sex with a girl he does not give a shit about.
Yeah.
He can have sex with a girl he doesn't even like. But the fact that he got her validates him. Girls can get attention, likes, comments, phone calls from guys they have no interest in. But the fact that this guy's giving her attention is validation. So when I'm saying the reason it's the same is because part of the fun for women is getting validation. And I agree, part of the fun for guys, depending on type of holiday, can be getting validation from girls, showing that I'm a guy I can get girls, or I'm a girl that other guys want.
Yeah.
Even the guys that I don't want still buy me drinks. How fun is that?
Right.
So because men and women get validation in different ways, that's why it's like, it's the same thing. Now, I agree, crossing a sexual boundary is different than just entertaining attention. Yeah. I agree, that's different. They're different magnitudes. I agree. But the principle is exactly the same.
So the moral of the story is no boys' holidays, no girls' holidays. Just stay at home, all right? Don't do it.
I would say this. I would say, look, ultimately, it's about the trust in your partner. Mm-hmm. If you trust your partner, it doesn't matter. Like, people like to stress about, oh, what if the person cheats on you? Like, blah, blah, all of this.
Yeah.
And I'm look, whether your partner cheats on you or not, it's actually not in your control. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
All you know, or all you can do is think, if this happens, how am I going to handle it?
Yeah.
That is all any of us can do.
Do you know what's so strange? And I might be so weird for even saying this, but like, when you say like it's about the cheating, I feel personally for me, it's not even about the cheating.
What, a guy sleeping with someone else?
Yeah, it's not even about that for me. Like, there's something else that makes me feel very unsettled about the whole thing of my partner being on holiday, and like, and I'm trying to kind of put my finger on it.
Okay,
see if you can help me out.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's not necessarily the physical side of it, because I just know my partner's not that type of person. But there's something about him going on holiday with his friends in a hot country, at a beach club, whatever, that makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Let me ask you a question. Maybe this will help figure it out. What's worse for you? Him sleeping with a random girl that he met that night, him spending time with a girl while he's there, right? And they become social media friends, but nothing ever happens. But they spend time together.
Oh my God, I feel like they're on the same level for me. Like, it's mental. And because it's that emotional thing, isn't it? Because it's like, for me, okay, fine, the one night stand, that's awful. And really, I won't get over that.
Of course.
But the spending time with the girl, it's like there was an interest there for you to take time out of your holiday to be seeing this girl.
Is this specific with your boyfriend, or do you think this is specific with men?
This is specific for men.
Oh, like, okay. This is how you feel about a guy in general.
This is how I feel about guys. I just don't like the idea of a guy being in a relationship and going on a lad's holiday and sitting in a beach club chatting to a girl. Oh, where are you from?
But you think it's okay for girls to do the same?
No, I just think.
Oh, you think
both.
No? Neither should do.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just think if you want to go on holiday, and this is why I don't think girls and boys holidays should even be a thing, because unfortunately you are putting yourself in a situation where there will be temptation.
Yes.
And we're human beings. Let's keep it real here. We're all human beings. Just because you're in a relationship, you don't just magically stop finding other people from the opposite sex unattractive.
Very true.
Even though we try and say that we do, we don't.
No.
A girl walks past, you'll look and be like, oh, she's quite fit. You're not going to act on it, but you still think that. And I feel like when you're on holiday, the restrictions in a way kind of go out the window. And now you're in this holiday, you're in this hot place, you're around your friends, everyone's drunk, everyone's living this kind of like 24/7 holiday mode. And when you're in that holiday mode, you're just kind of like, fuck it kind of thing.
Because you're almost more willing to take risks because you're there for a short period of time.
Yeah, you got alcohol involved, which just absolutely messes with you. I've seen it. I've seen my friends. I've seen people do it.
Of course. Yeah,
and
me too.
The next morning they're like, oh my God, like, what have I done? It's like, but what have you just done? You've just thrown a relationship away.
Well, she ain't going to tell him, is she?
For some person that you just met, some Canadian dude who you're never going to see again with his friend.
That's so funny.
But do you see what I mean? It's almost like when you go on a holiday, the restrictions just go out the window.
Yes.
It's kind of like, oh, well, if something happens, it's happened on holiday and nobody's going to know. So, in my opinion, why even put yourself in that situation?
So, have you never been on a girl's holiday while you've been in a relationship?
I did. I went to Saint-Tropez last summer.
Okay. How many girls' holidays have you been on since you've been in a relationship?
None. That was the only one.
Oh, that was the only one?
Yeah, that was the only one. And actually, my partner and I spoke about it because he was like, he didn't say he wanted to go on a boys' holiday, but he was just like, oh, I'm going to go with the boys. And I was like, no, you're not. I was like, no, you're not. And he was like, yes, I am. You went Saint-Tropez. And I was like, I don't care. I was like, we're starting fresh now. Forget Saint-Tropez. No, I was like, I've come back now, so we start from now. I won't go.
If your boyfriend, you're watching this, go on your holiday, boy. She owes you one. She owes you
That's
one.
what he said.
Yes, you owe him a lad's holiday.
He's like, you owe me a holiday. I'm like, no, we're starting from now.
You see how women can play. They're so smart, you know.
It just makes me feel super uncomfortable. Like,
but he accepted you going.
Yeah, and I'm just like.
And you already know your boyfriend's not like that. So what are you worried about?
This is what I'm saying. There's something very unsettling about it for me, and like. Okay,
we're gonna try. This is the last attempt.
Yeah.
What is the worst case scenario when you imagine him going on a boys' holiday? What is the worst case scenario in your head?
Okay. I'm just going to be open with it.
Completely honest. 100. Be real.
Like, him and his friends on holiday, they meet like another group of girls on holiday because that's always what happens.
Sure.
And then they're like, oh, how long are you guys staying here? And they're like, yeah, we're here for the next 3-4 days, whatever. And they're like, perfect. Do you guys want to join us for dinner tonight? Again, this is all friendly. No one's trying to cheat at the moment. Like, it's all super friendly. Mm-hmm. So the girl's like, yeah, why not? We're on holiday. Guys are going to take us out for dinner. Why not? Because this is just how it is.
Sure.
And even just that for me is like so heartbreaking. Like, just,
why?
I don't know. Like, it's just, it feels shady. It feels.
I'm not saying it's not shady, but like that's where, like, you've not talked about them having sex. You've not talked to them kissing or having drinks. You've talked about a group of guys and a group of girls just going for dinner. And then at the dinner, conversation starts flowing. People start chatting. Drinks are flowing.
like I said, you go from the friendly stage, now you're in the flirty stage, because that's just how people are, especially if the girl's attractive and, you know, the guys are looking good and they're spending money. It's just like, I'm sorry to say, we're human beings. Like, it doesn't matter how much self-control you have. So you are entering a very dangerous zone there.
It just sounds like you feel that a lad's holiday
temptation
just
island
like increases the chances massively for him to cheat.
Massive. And I know, because when I lived in Dubai, I used to be friends with guys, right? And
I know, because I've done it myself.
No, I saw them. I'd be out on nights out with them, and they would have girlfriends, but then they're like, I'm just chatting, like, oh, it's just a nice girl, we're just getting to know. And I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, you know what you're doing. Right, you know what you're doing. I'm like, you know what you're doing.
But I'm just saying that girls do the same, and girls definitely know what they're doing.
You're right. Girls do the same.
They do the same, and they know what they're doing too.
But I think with girls, it's like, in a way, they kind of have that control. So it's like, a guy will obviously come over to you as a girl. There's nothing I can physically do about that. Like, if someone approaches me, cool, he's approaching me now.
Yeah, but you can say like, sir, I'm not interested, I've got a husband.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Women have that control to be like, married, have a husband, whatever. But the guys, I feel like they're not going to have that control on holiday. I feel like they are around their friends, especially if their friends are single as well.
I think, I understand what you're saying. I think it does depend on the guy.
Yeah.
Because I've... all right, this is the last thing I'll say. I've had a holiday...
Oh.
Where I was in a relationship.
Okay.
Imogen was there with me, my producer, and we met a group of guys, a group of girls as well, American, Canadian, all of this stuff. This was
the Canadians.
This is it was actually, and there were these and obviously, you know, the whole, this was a it was a Royal Caribbean cruise, right?
Okay.
Very nice, and of, you know, London boys, the accent does a lot.
Yes.
Right, with foreign women. Anyway, there were this in particular Canadian girl who was absolutely gorgeous. She was like Megan Good looking.
Ooh,
she was amazing, and we got on really well, etc. Anyway, there was this whole thing, and then the last night, because we'd all been spending time together, and we could tell there was some chemistry there. I'm just gonna be real. And the last night, everybody was going to do an all-nighter in the hot tub on the roof of the deck.
Oh God, here we go.
In their underwear. Not in their swimwear, in their underwear. Smoking a joint, going to enjoy the last night. And everyone was getting in the hot tub. Right. And she was like, Kit, you're not going to come in. And I knew.
Wait, was you in a relationship?
I was in a relationship. And I knew if I get in that hot tub, not that guarantees something will happen, but something's likely to happen.
There you go.
So I was a loser, and I said, nah, I'm going to go to bed. And I just went to bed while everyone had a good time. But the point of that story
everyone's
is...
strong enough to do that.
I think if you remove yourself from the situation, when it gets to that cross point, you can be fine. Because even to this day, we still say it was the best holiday we ever had. Right? And could something have happened, and could I have gotten away with it? Probably, because my girlfriend would have been none the wiser.
How drunk were you? Or were you pretty kind of like in control of yourself?
I'm not a massive drinker. I'd had a couple of drinks.
There you go.
So we'd like... Yeah, but I didn't get in the...
So you was able to control yourself a little bit more. I feel like when people are really, really smashed...
Yeah, that's true.
Come on.
Bad influence.
Yeah.
But then, is your boyfriend the type to get completely smashed?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucked. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm being
sorry. I'm just joking.
Sometimes, like he likes to have a he likes to have a drink when he's with his friends.
Maybe that's why. Do you think okay? Last thing.
He can look after himself for sure.
Of course he can.
Yeah.
If he was like sworn off alcohol,
yeah.
Do you think the risk would be less if he went on a boys' holiday?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I think alcohol plays a massive part in making these bad mistakes.
I get that.
But still, I'm not bored with girls and boys holiday. I just think, look, respect your partner. Like, you want to go on a holiday, your partner will take you on holiday. There's no point in it. It's like your friends are single.
You're absolutely right.
They're living their best life, and then you're standing there like not able to talk to anyone. What do you do on that holiday?
You're absolutely right, Sukaina. But you owe him a lad's holiday. Take it, boy. Take it.
I'm not
She
going
owes
to
you.
let him watch this video.
She owes you.
I'm going to find it from his YouTube.
Go, oh, damn, you've got like 100,000 followers. I can't even find him on your followers. Fuck's sake. Hey ho. I hear that. Listen, we could chat all day. You know, thank you for coming. Where can people find you if they want to find you on social media?
You can find me on all socials: Instagram, Sukaina TV, Twitter, Sukaina Louisa, TikTok, Sukaina Louisa.
Perfect. Well, thank you for sharing your energy with us
Thank
today.
you.
Giving us
Thank
the
you
summer
for
dress
having me
vibes.
again.
We love it. We love it. We'll get you on again at some point. Guys,
Yes.
thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode.